of self-protection. You won't need it to stay warm. You're so afraid of my affections. You could drown in your own storm. There's no need for reservation. No one else can see. After some examination, man, I think that you've got what I need. It's really alright. It's really alright. It's really alright if you don't love me. What's that look of consternation? I'm completely in control. So if you're thinking of evasion, there's something you should know. Well, I wouldn't say I own you, but you're a lover without liberty. Which would you rather face, that cold-hearted landscape or me? What's that look of consternation? I'm completely in control. So if you're thinking of evasion, there's something you should know. Well, I wouldn't say I own you, but you're a lover without liberty. Which would you rather face, that cold-hearted landscape or me? Hello, darlings. Okay, we're back today. Yes, we are. No. I'll just stay here. Ah, the yellow, that's what I need. Got enough purple. Just in case. Actually, I had another thought. We've got a birthday on Monday. And I do want to make another one like this in this color scheme because I'm not quite satisfied, although my friend fell in love with it. You know, she didn't have anything to compare it to, whereas in my mind, I know what I would do if I knew better, and now I know better, so there you go. So we've got a birthday. This person is a teal person. She likes the blues. And we'll have to throw some lavender in there, and no, not that. So we're going to get some other colors, but we do need to have some lightness at the top. That is really light at the top, isn't it? Because you need it to glow with the sun. Yep, don't go there. We've got the orange. We're going into the yellow. those over there too for tomorrow. Oh, I know. I've got the aquamarine. Okay, we're not going to need you until tomorrow. But we do have the blues. Give me a blues. Well, that's definitely yellow. I need. There's the green. With the top half. It's definitely not that. I'm pretty sure. We're going to need a bunch of that. Now what I'm excited about to try is a new mold. I was trying to think of how I could build one, and then I realized I have this weird vase, and I had a light at the bottom because the way it magnifies light. So I was already using this to really brighten up a space because it just bounces light like crazy. So I thought, what if I use this to get a more interesting shape than an obvious, what do you call it, mason jar. So we are going to do a mix of blues. We'll throw some greens in there. I'm not sure. That'll be better just in case. And the bottom needs to be about more like that. Some of that dark stuff coming up at the bottom. And I don't really want to spare any of this because I need this for my scarf. But that is, boy, that is a good green, isn't it? Well, we're going to save that too because that's very soft. For this project, Quarrydale, it's a little bit stiffer, is really going to be the better choice. We're going to need a little more. Maybe we'll skip the purple. Oh, we'll wait. No, we'll just leave it out. Now I want to get some specialty fibers in here because the light's going to be coming through it from the center and as well as hitting from the outside. So it's going to look really interesting if we can get enough light bouncing around. Here we go. Perfect. We have this amazing stuff right here. We've got some green sari silk. It's going to be great. I'm going to kind of give underwater kind of a feeling. Oh, I wish the other end had the blue as well. Nevertheless, just the green is also going to be beautiful. What a miracle is bamboo and silk and wool. Wow. It never ceases to impress me. It's just so beautiful. That man figured out how to do this. It's just glorious. Humans are so clever. All right. Do I want any purple? We need a third color. This is where lavender comes in. I don't know. No, we need a mint green, something very light to help set with all that. It will shimmer off the tops. I hope this works. Back green. That might not be yellow enough. That's garish. Oh, it looks neon. Yuck. I got a bunch of these neon-y colors in kits. You know, you order 32 balls of yarn. Like, oh really? You just don't know what you're gonna get. Well, that is pretty. I can stick a little here and there down the bottom. Okay, but the top. It's got to be. It just seems like the best choice would be opposite the color wheel. It needs to be green. All right. So our main color is blue green. Oh yeah, right on. So we've got yellow and magenta as our opposites. I mean, those will work with it very well. A yellow orange. Yeah, that'll make it poof up, that's for sure. Maybe this after all. We have to go with the lighter colors so that when the light is coming up from the lantern, it makes the tips look like, you know, they're lit up already. Hello, darling. Welcome home. So, this wonderful woman who takes care of the seniors newsletter and encourages the arts and sets us up for our exercise classes and all, makes sure we have paperwork and we're aware of different benefit programs. I think we're going to just go with that. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I am Taurin. No, you know what? When this is matted down, it's going to look more gray when it's condensed. I mean, it's a mint green, but I don't think, no, it's just the wrong green. I don't want to waste my time and supplies. Yeah, we're going to go with that yellow, and no, I can't stand that either. All right, we'll keep this handy in case we want to pull from these some more. Anyway, this wonderful lady is she's going to be doing some of our planting for us. We're going to pick our stuff up, choose where we want it to go, and she's going to do the bending for us old people. So I am delighted. Okay, sitting down feels good. Ow. Standing up and bending, no. So today I made a button for my big pink and white purse. I didn't cut the hole in it yet. I'm not quite done. I want to make sure I've got the measurements right before I cut a hole in the felt. You are going to just get out of my way, okay? Thank you. All right, so it's going to be like about this big. Make sure. Yeah, that'll leave plenty of excess to get lacy, and I can mold it. Also, although if I might make it stiffer with some spray starch. We'll see. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and throw some glow on it with the more yellow end. Not yet. You've got a lot of blue in you. Oh, God, that's gorgeous. Now, remember, this does not felt by itself. It has to have wool. And if you do not have the wool to hold it down, well, nothing's happening to it. So we're going to do this in layers. Okay, stay there. Oh, it's so delicate. So what I'm seeing with this, and hopefully you'll see it as I move with it, I'm seeing an underwater kind of a feeling with a lot of motion in the ocean. I want this as wispy as possible to cover that. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. Okay. Let's hope. That is just the finest of hair. I don't know if you can really appreciate how shiny and, well, maybe you can say shine, but how soft this is. It's like the finest, I don't know, gossamer. Okay, stay over there. That's so pretty. So my hope is that with the new form of the glue, more light will get bounced around on the inside, and it'll be just more interesting than using a mason jar, because that, you can see it's a mason jar, you know, the 4 squares, the rounded. It looks like I'm sharing some canned peaches. Okay, so we are going to go over. Yep, stay down. Don't get too wispy. You're going to hold together when I flip you around. Okay, let's, yeah, that goes over there. We got to remember, I'm working 2 sides, so I have to double the materials, make sure I've got everything where I need each time around. This is going to be, I guess my skin is a little rough. I just used the stuff on my hands too. It isn't so much that my skin is rough. It doesn't feel rough. It is that this is so fine that the least little bit of interference is going to make it just cling. It is silk that was turned into thread, woven into a sari, worn for years, and then retired, and then shredded to all hell, and the colors all separated and combed, and now it's trying to go back to being a spider web. Well, a silk cocoon, rather. It is kind of like a spider web. It's just like, whoo. So, you have a good day? we have so little of this yellow, we're going to be mixing a little blue into it to make green when the light comes through. And so we want it lacy, but it has to hold together. Okay. Oh, this is such a gorgeous color. You're going to be trouble, aren't you? Okay. The wispier, the better the color blending from behind. So right now your eye is seeing the blue and yellow, but once it's felted, you will start seeing the green. And normally I'd be more concerned about holes, but in this case the holes are good to let more light through. It's not going to be carrying anything like a purse would. So I'm not going for that kind of sturdiness. Actually, I don't have to. I want it to be strong enough to be washed by hand. But it doesn't have to bear weight. That might be too thick. Oops. All right, that's great. That is wonderful. If it's voted on by the people you work with, nothing feels better than that. But how do you know that you know who you can vote on? You didn't even know they voted. Must be a secret. They never laugh at a $100 gift certificate, which I assume is to be spent at TJ Maxx. I got my letter today. Did you forget about us? You know, we have things to sell, and we would love it if you would come in and buy something. You know, like the old days. The old days is go in, get the minimum of something, and pay it off immediately. Put it on the credit card because that's what they're looking for. Have to show transaction, money moving where everybody can see it. Stockholders. And then it counts as a transaction. They're happy. But the happiest are the banks that carry the credit. There were two something on the paper, two others on the paper, and I didn't get to vote. Well, that's weird. Maybe anybody who's on it isn't eligible to vote. If you have self-confidence, you would vote for yourself. You should. It's a social demerit from your record if you don't put yourself first, because that's what they're looking for. Oh, I don't mean like egotistically, but you have to be your own best friend, and they want to see that. Okay, we're going to use some more color there, but here, you go there. Go there. Gotta hang off the edge a little. Ooh, there's some glittery thing in there. The fun packs of wool have an assortment of fibers, which is, I admit, I like having it, even though normally these are not colors I would use much of, but it is nice to have something like that. It's like, ah, this is cool stuff. I've opened up this whole world. I remember, it might have been in the UN building. It might have been no, it wasn't a museum, I don't think. Anyway, there was a textile, art textile exhibit, and there was this gigantic, gorgeous textural piece hanging up on a wall that I had to go walk by, and I just wanted to stop and stare at it for an hour because it was so, it was all different colors and textures, and I don't even remember, I think it was more of an abstract kind of a thing, but it was just so powerful in size and density of the colors. Everything about it was just like, oh, I love this. I want to remember that. And I did, because I stood there and got, remember, take a picture. I do that when I really want to remember something. Congratulations to Mr. Gary. He deserves it for the load he carries. You're like the Boy Scout or the good fairy of TJ Maxx. You're always wishing everybody well. You bless everybody. You go in there with a good attitude. You deserve some accolades for sure. Looks like blue is not going as far as I had hoped. But it's okay. I have a lot of this. That's right. I don't have to freak out. We're good. We're covered. Just remember how much I'm using extra. A little goes a long way, right? Put down that away. You're being stubborn. Oh, thank you. I like it too. It's fairly new. I got another one, but it's kind of small. I put it on first today, and I went like this, and this like completely opened up. The button didn't pop, but there was so much room between buttons. It was like boom. It's like, all right, well, I cannot go downstairs like this, so I changed into this one. I don't know what I'm going to do about the other one. I'll probably have to sew it. Just put it on over my head. Now that is a piece of hay, which is something you would expect in the barn. Well, I think we got all the cushy in. Yeah. Maybe a little more. Hello there. Aloha. We got a sprinkle, not even a quarter of an inch. And we really could use it. But we did get a freeze and a chill, and I'm glad no plants are out there yet. We're probably not going to plant until actually June, but we're getting things gathered. So my friends and I are going to go to Walmart to grab some bulbs, because I'm into doing the perennials. And one of the women that we're doing this part of the bed with, she went and started a whole bunch of seeds. She's real eager to get going, but that's a problem because it's going to take at least a month to get them big enough to even harden off. So we just usually just do seeds direct to the ground these days. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, damn. I forgot this one. That will not work. I have to have a little... Oh, I've already pulled it. But I moved it over and I didn't see it under this. Damn. The aquamarine. All right. We're going to have to fasten that down too. This is going to be thick. As thin as I'm making this, as sparse, it's gonna felt up. Kind of heavy, I believe. So what's the percent chance of rain for you? I was watching this big, beautiful storm system, blew right over us. Massachusetts has been the one getting, I don't know why, but they have drought worse than us. Okay, now we are going to wet it down and see what we have. Where did I put that net? It's raining around the town. Oh, just around. That used to happen to us down south. We lived in an isolated thermal area. Just this hole. We were in a hole. The bottom 40. And we could come up to the top of our driveway and it'd be soaked. And we would do like, I don't know, about maybe a mile down the road, make a left turn around a curve in the road and dry. And but we were saved from tornadoes as well, because we had a tornado go through our backyard, our back field, and it split in two when it hit our walking path, and it went through the, I can't remember if that was hay to grow. It was still only like 2 feet tall, so I can't remember if it was hay that season or baby corn, but it parted so we could see the trails of 2 little tornadoes. We were lucky it was as low as it was. And town, right across from where I worked, in a place so small it was literally called the Shoebox. It was a barbecue grill with smoked pork butt. Oh good, you need the rain desperately. You need some good, solid couple hours of rain. preferably enough to put the fires out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And where the hell is FEMA? Oh yeah, Mikey shut the government down again for a couple of weeks. I don't want to vote on anything Epstein. Go home. His people are getting sick of him too, though. It's like, you keep taking these vacations. Well, we're in a war. And no, we're not going to stand for this. So people are talking about getting rid of him before the midterms. Republicans are now starting to say they rather have Democrats run the majority because nothing is getting done. It's just nothing but chaos under the Republicans. Yep. Wildfires down in Georgia. Been going for a while now. Is it going on 2 weeks now? At least a week. Seems forever. All right. Oh, look at those colors. Okay, I have to lay down some fibers before I flip over the sides. My neck is starting to give out. Look at that gorgeous aquamarine. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Sorry, silk on the bottom. Or pseudo-vegetation. And I want some of this too. Okay. Let's get our wispy light up. You know, hold on a second. Remember this. I need more. There we go. again. Now this yellow was clearly meant for needle felting. It has a shorter staple, which is okay for what I'm doing. Okay, little green. Ooh, we've got some of that silk stuck to this. That's okay. Ooh, thick. I don't know. He got like totally off the rails crazy. Apparently he's been running around the White House declaring himself the most powerful man on the planet. I mean, you know, he's like one step short of the loony bin. His approval rating is like more in the garbage now than ever, so I don't know why that he'd be on a revival. He's losing every court case. Or, you know, what Trump has been doing basically is pushing his name onto his signature on our money, a Trump gold coin, the biggest one they can make, solid gold, of course. Let's see, Trump's face on the passports. Oh, he's painting the pool at the mall, the blue. You know, the National Mall with the Washington Monument, the big reflecting pool. He's fucking painting it blue like it's a swimming pool. The guy is such a fucking vain moron. And all of this happens with our money. You know, people should not forget that. He is using the Treasury like it's his personal decorating pocketbook. And it looks like Gavin Newsom's suit against Fox and Jesse Waters is going forward. He's suing them for the exact same amount that Smartmatic or whatever, the voting machine people, one of the companies settled for $750 million. So he's asked for the same amount of money. Now, whether it goes all the way through is not the point. He's doing this because Trump sues everybody and keeps going after everybody. Threatening ABC now if they don't fire Jimmy Kimmel. It's like, he's a fucking idiot. Biggest snowflake on the planet. Oh, he pardoned Congressman Warnock's son, who was in jail for, I think, a 10-year sentence for dealing meth. And he let him out. And then somebody in the comments about that said, Senator Warnock, the black guy, right? I said, no, it wasn't Senator Warnock. It was Congressman Warnock, the white guy. Just as a reminder, they're trying to pin this on, again, the usual. So no, I don't know what's going on because I'm limiting how much I see because I don't want anything to bring my own vibration down. I have shit to do. I want to stay creative. I can't afford to let my guts get all tore up by stupid. I am going to be involved with stuff locally. I've been invited to participate in a conference. First meeting online, so I don't have to worry about a car. Of course, there are always places I can't get to, like the Capitol. But I can still be involved. And it's about our state. It's not federal level. So, think global, act local. And right now, because of what they've just allowed into our food supply, they're letting everybody use Roundup in the forest. The U.S. Forest Department is spraying Roundup in the woods. And because the corporation Bayer is protected, Bayer's Monsanto. Monsanto sold all of that stuff to Bayer, a German company. But Bayer is the owner of all those chemicals now. And you can't sue them for your cancer. But there's something going on, and we're trying to stop it. He's just like doing everything he can to poison us. And this is exactly what they've been doing to other countries, by the way. This is what Israel is doing to Lebanon, poisoning their fields with phosphorus, that not the good kind, white phosphorus, the stuff that's like on fire, it burns your skin and clothes. You can't ever plant in that ground again. That's what they're doing. So we're involved in all kinds of really, really bad things. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I looked that up. It's nothing I want to watch because reality is enough. And again, we are manifesting what we're thinking about. The more we think about it, and because so many more of us are understanding that, we're not trying to manifest the crap, but we're noticing that manifestations are happening faster and faster according to like how fast we're creating them. It's like, whoa, there it is. So you have to take responsibility for your own thoughts because you're involved with everything. You observe. The minute you observe it, you become part of it. You have to decide, what do you want to be a part of when it comes to it? So yeah, as you noted, being around that Trumper, made your back hurt. It was your instant intuition coming through your pain. So we're seeing this all over the place. I'm watching my book, No Marriage 3, while I'm writing it. I'm seeing it happen. So, yes, we're all part of the same matrix. But we're here for our own adventures and creations. That's why it's important to focus on, all right, you were just told you are a god. You have power to create. What do you want to create? What do you want to create? That's why I always come back to what makes you happy. What do you want to do? What makes you happy? What makes life worth living? Of course. The minute you're around someone that gives you that kind of conflict, because what else is Trump known for? Racism. Straight up, N-word, all the way with him. He is so full of shit. Like when people say he's not racist, I want to punch them in the face, which is a very violent reaction that I never do. But the feeling is like, how can you be so stupid? If you read what he writes, he says, he's clearly racist. I mean, it couldn't be any more obvious except for people who don't want to believe it. I'm not racist, I just don't like black people or brown people. I'm not sure they have a right to be here. And now they're saying they're not sure you got a right to vote. So I don't know what your friend is all caca crazy for cuckoo, but it ain't good, because Trump doesn't stand for anything good. He is a most completely amoral, selfish person in this country. And what you want or need means zero to him, unless he needs a favor from you. If he can use you, you have value. If you can't be used, you don't exist. That is how him and his ilk are. It used to be like, yeah, we know it, but we try not to let people know that we know it. But now we know it. It's all out. They know exactly what they are, and they don't want to change. They want to keep doing what they're doing, and they're, with Trump at the helm, they're getting permission to do all of that, to pollute without having to clean up after themselves. You know, there's an oil spill still sitting out there. Who's supposed to clean that up, huh? Oh, the oil companies. No, not anymore. No more Superfund. No more taking care of the environment under Trump. Well, the rest of the world is moving on and making energy cheaper for everybody. Our gas prices are going up because all he can say is drill, drill, drill. It's like, you fucking moron. Nobody wants to drill. And coal? Yeah, you want a coal mine? Have it done on one of your golf courses and see how much you like it. Okay, enough ranting. In any case, it's a lot of garbage, and I don't allow myself to watch any of that in depth now, because it's not good for my spirit. It's a vexation to my spirit. And, you know, we were clearly told, avoid those who are vexing to the spirit. And the lady down the hall is from New Jersey. Yeah, that's a mental health issue, isn't it? God's gift. He's the golden calf. If anything, he's the Antichrist. He fits the description of an Antichrist 100%. How anybody can mistake him for Jesus is beyond me. Oh yeah, I just bomb the shit out of people and start a war because you're paying too much attention to all my child rape. But now that's all back in the news, and they keep making it worse. But yeah, there's more Trump Epstein evidence that's come up, and Trump is very concerned. So, of course, he's going to get louder and more obnoxious, and I don't know what those people are thinking, but I wouldn't trust them. You can't trust anybody who cares for Trump, because everything about him is a liar. And you trust the snake and you think that's good, then you and I don't have anything in common. Or I should say, we don't have enough in common for us to stay in touch. Yeah, a real man. Do you ever question her on what makes him a real man? And what drug is she strung out on? Alcohol? A real man. Yeah, he's a real man. Love his diaper. Real men wear diapers. Don't you know? Some maggots were walking around with that. Real men wear diapers. It's like, really? I thought we got out of that as soon as we could. Real men wear diapers. What do babies wear then? Diamond cufflinks? Did you see that interview with Charlie Sheen? I only saw a blurb because I don't have enough interest in Charlie Sheen to read, interviews, but it was really funny because he was talking about having to have dinner with Trump and a whole bunch of other people, but he had to sit next to Trump, or I guess he was sitting next to him because he was trying to think of something to say. He admired his cufflinks, which looked like diamond cufflinks. And Trump said, "You like them? Here, you can have them." And he referred to them as being diamond cufflinks. He just takes them off and hands them to Charlie Sheen. Now, Trump is notorious for kissing ass with celebrities. He wants to be noticed by a celebrity because he thinks he's one. And Sheen was like, "What the hell? This is so weird, but I don't know what to say, so I took him." He went back and he said, "I just don't believe he would give me diamond cufflinks like that." So he brought him to his jeweler or whatever, and they looked at the bottom. First of all, it was cubic zirconia, and it had the Trump name written on the bottom of the diamonds. The cufflinks were just another Trump product or a giveaway. They look really expensive and fancy, but they're cheap shit. So you can have them. Here you go. Diamond. Oh my goodness. Sort of fake. Oh. Oh, then she should understand. She should be like him with 86. 86 mob movie, means, I know what it means. Everybody knows it. Means you kill somebody. 86 them. It's like, it's a restaurant term for cancel that order. Very common in diners. 86 the omelet, pancakes. But now it's, and everybody knows what that is, because right after he got elected, I started seeing that everywhere on the internet. 8647. Nobody was talking about killing him, although apparently a couple did. It wasn't from the people posting 8647. Stupidity can never be underestimated, because there's altogether too much of it. God, that's gorgeous. I hope this does what I'm hoping it does. I won't know until later if it succeeded. Don't get carried away. Oh, it is so soft. It feels like air. Air with a squashy feel. Okay. Enough with that. I need just a few hairs over the line. Okay. Well, doing these is giving me an idea of which colors I need to order. I'm really glad that I started off with all those samples. Lots and lots of colors. Great if you're needle felting when you just need little bits, but I need lots of bits. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably coming next. Well, only if it says something with the 47. You know, Amazon is planning on rebooting The Apprentice with Don Jr. in the role of his father. I'm sure that'll be just as successful as the movie Millennia. It's like, but I got a good laugh today. Now, like I said, I do not look up anything political first thing in the morning because why start my day with crap? I start with tea and happy and meditation. But I also had to start with a happy birthday today. So I got out the happy birthday GIFs and I'm scrolling through the happy birthday GIFs and I come across a young Donald Trump. Not young, but at his best. It's obviously an AI picture of him because he never looked that good. But he's in his American president suit. And he's like, "You are my shining star." I'm like, that's the tag for this is birthdays, happy birthday. You are my shin. He can't even spell the word shining. I can see why people were so excited about the King of England giving a speech because it was so nice to hear someone who sounded like an intelligent adult speak in Congress. I mean, we do have those intelligent adults in Congress, but unfortunately only on one side of the aisle. Ours. Not the one in charge. So I'm sorry you're surrounded by stupid people, Maui. I have those here too, but I'm glad to say that everybody in my coloring circle has a brain in their head, so at least I don't have to listen to shit every Friday morning when I'm among humans. Nothing spoils a morning more than that face and name. But this time I laughed out loud. It was like, look at that. Can't even spell the word shining. Shinning. Now, I know he has misspelled that before, but I'm thinking they put that out there seriously because they're stupid. And nobody who's not a fan would not really want to see him first thing in the morning. Or for a happy birthday. It's like, ew. I love when they don't play his voice at all. You know? Okay, we have a lot of extra here. Excuse me. Wow, all right. If I cut this now, it's gonna look weird. So we're gonna have to fold it. And meld it together. The mint in the detergent. It's a lemon mint fragrance. Yeah, it is fine, but in concentration it gets a little much. Just dish soap. Kofefe, yeah. Funny you should mention that. I was looking up an actor from On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever. It was like, whatever happened to one of those moments? And it turned out, well, he lived to be an old man almost, but he died during COVID from COVID-19. It's like, wow, that's a shame. Okay, the cool thing about this is I will get new texture. Excuse me. Get rid of the water, air. Oh, I should use the vibrator. Hold down. It's charged. I just can't hold it. I have to put it down because it'll drive my hands crazy. Okay. Our cylindrical vibrating filter. Well, he looked around and didn't recognize her right away when she was standing right next to him. He's forgotten his son Baron's name numerous times. Put a little blankie on it so we don't scare people. Such a dummy. He's vain. He needs glasses and he refuses to wear them or to admit it. That's why he likes everything written in the Sharpie. He can see those big black letters. But that's where the look comes from. He's squinting without squinting. He doesn't want anybody to know. Okay. Don't run, walk. Good luck. Hope you don't run into any more snowflakes. Yeah, this is a fast felting method, I'll tell you what. It looks weird, but very scientific. But it was spin the tail on the cylindrical felting machine. Whoop. No, I can't do it barehanded. It just, the vibration is painful. But I cannot afford to go out and buy another item right now other than wool. A hand sander. I don't want to look at the prices right now. Doing it itself. Interesting. Which direction should I move? It says do somersaults and all will be well. Okay, let's stop the somersaulting. Ah, just holding it down that long hurts. I'd say, can you imagine using it on your body like they made it for it? No, I don't want to imagine that. Just thinking about it's painful. Okay. Oh yes, it's felting. Oh, we're gonna felt you. I guess we're gonna get that out again, because that needs to be felted into oblivion right there. If you don't get the seams right, it'll just fall apart when you're turning it inside out. And that's not what we want. So we'll just let that felt itself. I don't want people freaking out thinking I'm doing something lewd or rude. Oh well, you're felting that very sincere little corner. Look at that. See, that needs it too. It does take a while. Which is why this is like the boring part of the show, because the only thing to look at is this kind of thing. It's like, sure all the air is squeezed out from underneath it. Look at that, all that water. Yep. Okay, let's... Ow, ow, ow. There, thank you. Okay, let's get some of this excess water up. Actually, we're going to put it on the bamboo because that'll squeeze the water out really quickly. Oh, let me stand up and get my dry towel over here. Poofs everywhere, poofs. Okay. Oh, start the other end. The only thing I don't like about the bamboo is it puts impressions from the knots that hold the bamboo together. Should we try from the other end? Yeah. All right. Okay. This is squeezing the water out into the towel. Now I'm sorry I didn't bake a cake today. I did make some chicken salad though, that I'm enjoying on top of leaves of romaine. I'm curling it up like a taco. So I'm getting my salad with my salad. I wonder if that does it. Yeah, I can feel it coming out over my hands. There we go. This towel really has been getting a workout this week. Stay down. is still not weaving the way I want it to see. So we're gonna, might have too much silk or something down here. But I think it's time to start molding it. And we're pretty close. So we'll continue felting it on a 3-dimensional mold. All right. Let's put this somewhere open where it can dry. And this let's hang this up to dry. And now the mold. Only problem with this is it's not even. It doesn't lay flat. I'm going to have to work with it on an angle. But this is flat, so it'll work out. Yep, see there? A weak seam. That will not do. Now I can fix that with needle felting. And I think I'm going to, because I'm going to do like a sea serpent coming up the side. So let's take this out. Okay, we're getting splits on both sides. That sucks. Now, I knew this would be longer than the vase. Excuse me, which I did want. I want this to be kind of like a sea sponge, you know? Underwater creature. We've got the split problem right there. Alright, let's fix you there. Yeah, I'll probably end up needle felting this, at least in part. There we go, good and tight on the bottom. I have an answer for this right over here. Now I do want a lacy effect, but not to the point where it is breaking. So we are going to keep working with the texture here. If this comes out the way I'm hoping and planning, it's going to blow her mind. And of course that's the most delightful thing you can do with a gift, right? This reminds me of a tree trunk that's been uprooted. Yeah, we'll definitely have to use starch to hold the whole sculpture in place. But it's nowhere near ready for that. So let's keep doing this. This is gonna be killer if it comes out. You never know until it's done, right? But so far it's going in the direction I want. Not you. Oh, you did not felt, did you? Yeah, I like that though, so I'm gonna see if I can fix that with the needle later. And now, soap. Now the inside of this, that you can't see yet, I made sure there were lots of threads that would be showing. So any light that's inside is also going to be bouncing off of the really shiny threads facing center. So it's on both sides. Now here I'm not sure if I just didn't felt it enough or I'm missing a little bit of wool. I might be missing some wool. Well, we'll keep going and see what happens. We don't want that color there. I got a red. Well, I don't know if it has enough wool on top. Well, I know how to make sure we do. I just hope it'll felt at this point. Now the thing with this one, I can't mail this. So the only way I can make something like this is if I can give it away in person. little like working with clay, although not as drying or dirty. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work to get this felted properly, but if I can pull it off, it's going to be my first truly sculptural piece. Looks like that could use a little patch as well. Don't know what you got till you think it's done. And you go, oh wait, that's not done. It could be doner. You shouldn't have a problem. I definitely put stuff over you. Maybe I was too sparse. Stay in place until I can get to you. Now that's good and lacy. Pretty cool, huh? You can already see the way the light is catching, right? too long. Nope, we need more there. Lay down, Papa. Stay down. Let's have some more suds. Just enough to make you wet. Stick where I want you, so we can work on you later. Well, later being tomorrow, because I'm not going to work on this all night. I'd be exhausted. I need a little more dark blue. Perfect. It looks strange just laying here. A bit of the ocean. Okay. I have to leave it where it is until tomorrow. It's more than I was expecting to do, but it's also kind of what I was hoping to do. I wasn't sure how far down the molds I could go. Like I said, the last thing I want is it just looking like the mason jar. Even though this is gorgeous when it's all lit up, and the colors are just beautiful, it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted. So if this works, I'm going to do these colors in this form. But I have to get some more of these colors because I don't have them. We used, yeah, I just have a little bit of the purple left. So we definitely have to put an order in. But today being May Day, and we're doing the nationwide walkout, although you had to work, I'm not buying anything today. Thank you. My fellow felt workers think I'm a master at it and that I should be teaching a class in it. However, we're not allowed to make any money while living here. And now that the government has made it legal for their AI to go through our bank accounts, and also made it law that you have to get your Social Security deposited in the bank. You can't get a check anymore. So it goes right in your bank. And if it doesn't go in your bank, you don't get your Social Security. They're just fucking around with us every which way they can. But now they have access. So instead of like a once a year audit, which we have to go through to get our subsidized housing, to get any kind of help from the government at all, you have to supply not only proof of citizenship with your birth certificate, you have to show every income that you have. If I make $100 a month, it has to be there, all right? If I make $100 in a year, they don't care. If I'm making any kind of regular money, my rent goes up by 30%. So it's like, okay, I understand. But whenever you apply, you have to have a year's worth of your utility bills, if you've been in that place for a year, a year's worth of your rent, which they'll supply you, a year's receipts. You have to show every single thing that came into your bank account. And you used to have to do that once a year, sometimes twice a year. But when they go through all this, they make sure you're not a felon. There's lots of things you have to be able to not be if you're going to get help from the government. But now they will be able to go through our bank accounts literally every day and watch every single transaction. And thank you, Gary. I know you're sincere. Now, it's just not, the thing is, people realize that this is happening with Social Security, but what you don't understand, it's happening with every bank. They've already rolled over. They're giving their records. I know. I'm 72. Believe me, the last thing I want at this point is to have to move again. And I don't know where I would go to. I don't know any place that's cheaper than this. So yeah, it's hard. But they're trying to get rid of everybody who isn't part of their crowd. They're poisoning our water. They're poisoning our land. They're poisoning our food, and they don't care. They don't eat it. They don't drink it. They have their own sources. Oh yes, but we don't have privacy anymore. When Doge went in and took all of our information, they got everybody's social security numbers. Everyone in the country, all of our information, and they still can't answer where it went. We don't know. We took it all. We don't know where it is. They already do. They know everything you're buying. They know where you're going. They have done. They've built a mass surveillance network. Oh, by the way, everybody, if your phone just updated, you got to go back into your Google services and fix what they changed, and get rid of the updates you don't want. Because if you let it go, it's going to become a permanent change. And yes, it's a big invasion on your privacy. So go to your phone, look at your apps, go down to the Google services, and then look at all services and look at every single one and which permissions they have. They're tracked constantly. So I made myself off, everything that I could went off. I tried to put off, oh yeah, and there's stuff, basically what they're saying is, you can buy it, but you don't own it. You're buying something, but you're really just leasing it, and we can change it, and we can take it back, and we can make it illegal for you to own it anytime we want. Don't even think about buying a new car, because that's all written in now. It's like it's not yours anymore. You're just making a long-term lease. You have to pay it off. When you think you're buying it, you're buying it, but you're not actually owning it. You can't do anything to it. So when they say buyer beware, right now our country is set up to screw you if you buy anything. That's why people have to start looking at their buying habits and seeing what they're supporting with their money. Because they're greedy and they want all of it for themselves, just like the owners of your company, who makes what, 12 to 17 million dollars a year. He owns most of the stock, and people on board can buy stock, but employees cannot. That's because they don't want you to go anywhere. I mean, that sounds terrible, but they don't want to promote you. They'll give you little promotions in the store, but they don't want you to have ambitions. They don't want you to believe that you're going to move up in the company. They're only going to let you go so far. And TJ Maxx is not the only company. They're all like that. They need the slave labor, okay? They need the low-paying workers to maintain their huge profit margin. So you get paid as little as they can get away with paying you. And then, of course, you get taxed on whatever you make. And you can't, and you're being taxed at a higher tax rate than the owners making 12 mil a year are getting taxed. So it's basically, a system is set up to keep workers working. That's it. Not advancing, not improving, not saving up and buying a home or taking a nice long vacation like we used to do when we were kids. It's all about making the rich richer and just keeping you where you are. Just stay working until we can replace you with AI or a robot. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want somebody else dictating anything about what if I'm in a car, I don't want to be tracked constantly by people I don't know. But that's what's happening. And now when you go by those cameras, the flock cameras, they're taking pictures of your crotch. They're not looking for your face, they're looking at everything. Okay, so it used to be less invasive. Now it's getting a snapshot of everything inside your car. So they can see what you're doing, eating, drinking, anything, and they just decide that they're going to bust you and give you a ticket. They do. This state, Connecticut, just made $800,000 using those cameras to bust people for back taxes and all the stuff that, they weren't getting caught before. And now that they got their pictures and their license plates, they're busting them left and right. They made almost $1 million just this year. That's something to think about. Not that I'm suggesting people do anything illegal, but there's a reason people don't do certain things on time. It's usually, I don't have the money. But, oh no, there will be none of that. Unless you're a big-time drug dealer, and then you'll get a pardon from Trump. He just let another one out. Congressman Warnock's son in jail for dealing meth for 10 years, and he just got out scot-free. Because we're so down on drugs, right? We don't want drug dealers in this country. Oh, wait, he's white. It's all right. He's a white drug dealer. We'll let him go. Oh, he's a white sex trafficker. We'll let him go too. So, lest I sound bitter, I don't want to give it as much attention as, well, not while I'm doing this, certainly. I have my time of day when I pay attention to what's going on in case there's action needed on my part. Energetically, usually. Physically, rarely. So, this is my fun time, my creative time. Maybe that is too pointed compared to fine-tune this. I don't know. Maybe the point is too much. I don't like that. Well, wait. We've got to finish felting it before we do any cutting. Okay, so we'll have to finish felting this tomorrow. But we got a good start on it, and it's a nice, weird shape. And I can see the light coming through, and it looks pretty cool. You're not getting quite the effect. It's not quite the same with the light. I can see the camera's not picking up like I can see it here, but yeah, if I can do this, it'll give me a whole new road to go explore. Yeah, only worse. But what's the point, like I was talking about earlier with you, Maui? It's our energy. It's our vibration. So even in the middle of a building collapsing, like during 9/11, my friend who I made this for, her brother was in the building and he was guiding people. He was in the first tower and he was guiding people down the stairs in the smoke. And he saved a bunch of people. So even in the middle of a disaster where people are dying left and right and you don't know what's going on, if you have had a consistently high vibration, you're going to be led intuitively, spiritually guided to what you need to do in the moment. And when you get used to acting in the moment without questioning, you will do the right thing. You never have to panic. The guidance is always there. Diapers. Oh yes, right. They need to be changed regularly, hey? When they throw the press out of the room, it's time for a change. Oh, God, I'm so glad I don't have to endure the smell. Like the people standing behind him making those faces. That's freaking embarrassing. It's like, retire, man. Just retire. You shouldn't have ran. I tried to tell you. You're going to have a shorter life because you're president. Not because of assassination, but because you're wearing it everything out. You could have just spent your last years playing golf, being a big shot on your golf courses, but no. You had to try and take over the world. That never ends well. Just look up what happened to Mussolini. Fascists die horrible, painful, embarrassing deaths, and then the entire nation goes crazy eradicating your name wherever they see it. Unfortunately, for those still using that name, they might be in the hot seat themselves. So it doesn't pay to back the fascist, because the fascists always lose in the end. So remember that. Because in that case, yes, things stay the same. But you keep your vibe high. You decide what it is you want to bring into your life. Not that you have to bring it in. You're not bringing it in like, I'm going to sit here and attract $1 million. It doesn't work that way. You have to feel like a millionaire, for real. You've got to feel that confidence of having that money every time you stick your hand in your pocket. You pull out exactly what you need. No more, no less. If you can start to feel the confidence of being secure in your environment, no matter what is going on in the world, you will find yourself getting more secure in your environment. You will have what you need. You will have that sudden, someone will be inspired to take you somewhere or give you something. You will make ends meet, even if you did not know how it was going to happen. Don't worry about it. That's up to the source. God, the universe, and everything knows what to do. You don't have to know. All you got to do is be clear on how do you want to feel. How do you want to feel? It's your feelings that are letting you know what direction your vibration is going in. And when you are happy, and when you're laughing, and you're relaxed, and you're thinking about wonderful, fluffy things, it doesn't have to be what you want. You don't focus on the $1 million and what it's like to have it. You can focus on how fluffy your cat is, and how cute he is. Not how a pain in the ass he is at 4 in the morning, but think about how cute he is and sweet and innocent and la 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 la. And that vibration is what is attracting and opening up the gateway for the things that you've already asked for to come in. At the nearest route, well, it'll always be the fastest, nearest route, closest to what your desires are, as soon as you stop focusing on what you lack. You cannot attract money if you're focused on the lack of money. You have to focus on having it already, feeling confident, feeling secure that you're going to make it, right? You just found a way to get by, and then your sister came through for you, Maui. You didn't ask, you didn't have to. The universe knew exactly what you needed at the right time. Oh yeah, well, they want us to fail, definitely. Yeah, what a gas, yeah, gross. Oh yeah, definitely. As a matter of fact, Hegseth said Israel and the U.S. together. But Israel is committing vast, vast crimes. On the upside, Netanyahu has cancer in the dick. Oh, prostate. I think that's the kind that Putin has. Putin's been fighting cancer too. And the thing is, Israelis, not the settler fucking morons that are trying to take over everything. Most of Israel is not backing their president. He's got the same popularity rating as Trump has in Israel. All right? He's down like below 35% approval rating in his own country of Israel. No, we don't like it. So anybody just assuming, oh, if you're Jewish, you must support him. No, Jews are embarrassed. We're embarrassed by what Israel is doing. I mean, we're horrified first, but also embarrassed because we don't want to be associated with that. We would never do that. That's so opposite of what we were raised to be and raised to do for centuries. 6,000 years. And what they're doing now is everything we would never do or never would have done. Now we're doing it. Like, no, we're the bad guys now. Not us, but the government. just like Trump. We're not, just because we're American and Trump is running America does not mean we approve of him. His approval rating is down to 33%. I can't believe it's that high. How can that many people in this country be fooled? But, you know, when people don't want to know, they won't let you tell them the truth anyway. I mean, we were telling them about Project 2026, and the minute it was released, we were reading it and going, oh my God, they're taking over the country. This is a complete fascist manifesto. They want everyone who's not a white male Christian dead, literally dead, or at least unable to vote. It's like, it was horrifying, and we tried telling people, and they refused to read it. They didn't want to hear it. There's no such thing as Project 2026, 2025. Trump said it doesn't exist, but Trump is all over it. I mean, literally, you know, and Vance wrote the forward to it. It's not something that just went, oh, we're going to do this. They planned this for a long time. 40 years in the planning to get rid of black votes and women votes. That's why the Supreme Court just gutted Voter Equality Act. I mean, it's been a kick in the teeth every 2 seconds with this administration. Oh yeah, well, they're always wrong and they always think they're right. And they have to always blame somebody else. It's always those libtards, or it's Biden's fault, or Obama's fault. I mean, how far do they have to go back, right? They can't put the blame where it is. And even when they see it right in their face and they know it's got the Trump name on it, they can't say it because they have gotten addicted to being loyal to this idiot. But what did he say? Trump likes to hang out with losers. He says this. I mean, he says this right to the people's faces, and they don't understand that he's insulting them. They don't get it. So, okay, I have to say 33% of this country has an IQ kind of close to what his is, 73. So, I was in a class of 366 people. He ended up as 364. He was only 2 up from the bottom of the class. Like, that's how stupid he was in Wharton School. So, that's who we put in charge of money. Like they know anything. Yeah, we got a lot of bad actors, but the thing is, the tide always turns. The true majority of this country is against Trump and Trumpism and his family and all their bullshit and all of the grifting, okay? We're sick of it. We see it. They think we're too stupid because they're so used to hiring stupider people. Because Trump says he likes the uneducated. He likes people dumber than himself, so he doesn't feel like he's around people who are smarter than him. He admits it out loud. He doesn't like smart people because he feels stupid next to them. I mean, listen to how he talks. He talks like a 4-year-old. He doesn't even know how to say your basic English. That's why I was laughing today at the GIF. You're a shining star. Yeah, I'm a president who doesn't know how to spell the word shining, even though there was a movie called The Shining. So yeah, but stupid can't rule forever. Even if they try and gerrymander their little asses off, they're just not going to have the votes, and people are going to be. I mean, they're trying to bring us to a revolution so they can go into martial law. We're not going to let that happen if we can help it, but if we do, we're going to be committed to it, and they're not expecting that. Oh yeah, we are. But the man has dementia, all right, and it's getting worse literally every day. He can't sleep anymore. Well, he never did sleep much anyway, but he's having these outrageous hissy fits at 4 o'clock in the morning with his little thumbs going as fast as they can to threaten the world. You know, so he's threatened Colbert, and he's threatened Jimmy Kimmel, and he's threatened all these comics because they make fun of him or his wife. Then he threatens Iran and Iraq and anybody. I mean, he gets those confused. So you never know who he's going to threaten to blow up next. It's already a done deal. We don't. First of all, not every state taxes Social Security. I don't get taxed on mine. Well, I don't make enough money to be taxed on mine, so I should just. You can make much more money on Social Security than I make. I make a very little bit of money, but that's because my working years were getting a specific minimum wage plus, but not a big plus, and the cost of living, has like quadrupled since those days. So there's no way I could keep up. If things were still the way they were at the time I was earning that money, I'd be okay. I wouldn't need any kind of government assistance, but here we are. He can't take it. Well, that makes him even angrier, telling the truth. He doesn't want the truth to be observed, just like he's trying to get us to not think about the Trump Epstein files. Right? So every time something hits the news with that, he's looking for some kind of distraction so we don't talk about it. The man is guilty of sexual violence. He's a murder suspect of young children. His devoted followers, I can't believe what they're getting most upset about. It's not his perversions, it's not his depravity, it's not the horrible things he's done. They're upset over, well, jobs, yeah, the economy, of course. And everybody's upset about that. Not least of it being all the people who tariffed into bankruptcy. But what can we do, right? Every day is a new adventure. If you want to make sure you get through this period of history as safe and sound and sane as possible, you have to practice raising your vibration. There is no other way. You will either get towed under with the garbage that is flowing freely right now, or you can float above it, and yeah, you're still going to smell it, but you're not going to drown in it. So you are in charge of your future. Anybody who is understanding energy, anybody who understands life better than we did back in the biblical days, they're getting it now, and things are changing more rapidly. I keep telling people the weather will get better. The weather will be less tumultuous when you are less tumultuous, when you calm down. You can't react to everything. It's exhausting. If you just reacted to the top headlines, you'd be exhausted at the end of every day. Stop. I do scan the headlines, but I've got rules. Never before bed and not first thing in the morning. I wouldn't have seen that Trump shinning, if I wasn't looking. It was under happy birthday wishes that I was sending my friend. So that was an accidental look at his face. But because it was misspelling the word shining, I just started laughing. It's like, oh my God, they put that up there seriously. Ah! That sounds good. So yes, take more of those moments. Take a minute every day and go into your mental sanctuary where you feel peaceful and you think of beautiful things. It's not about creating your future, just enjoying the moment in quiet, in peace, enjoying the surroundings, enjoying your coffee, enjoying your cats, enjoying the peace and quiet first thing in the morning when you get up, even if it's 4 in the morning. Just sit there for a couple of minutes. You don't have to go into any kind of deep meditation. Just having a few minutes to start and end your day peacefully without all the garbage that the universe throws in your path to look at will improve your life. You will attract better stuff into it This minute you stop feeding all the little monsters around. So I'm going to feed my stomach because I see it's now 6:45. Luckily, I have already made the bulk of my dinner. I just have to sit down, scoop it out, and eat. We'll be back tomorrow to continue to work on my first sculpture. My first felt sculpture. And I can see I'm going to have a lot of work to do on it tomorrow. By tomorrow, it's going to be dry and poofy and fluffy. I will take it off. I will make some hand-tacked stuff, and then we're going to wet felt again to make it more sturdy. Isn't it nice? No drama. A no drama llama. That's the only way to go. And I, just like most people, I will get caught up. I do. I mean, I'm a political, I don't want to say political junkie. I don't like that. Politically aware. I like to be aware, but not overcome by it. And I'm watching people burn out left and right because they're letting themselves get too angry, and that sucks the energy from your body when you let yourself continually get freaked out. There's plenty to be justifiably angry about, but sitting there in anger will not help you. You have to focus on, pick a few things or a thing that you want to support. Gay rights, food pantries being better supplied. Make sure people don't get thrown off SNAP or HUD. There are things that, yes, we are motivated personally. So what's important to you? You need to know that. What is important to you? Because that's what you're going to have the energy for, to support and to help protect. And if you give in to all of the distractions, because there's many, obviously, there's something, every day there's some new bullshit from the White House. Don't let it get you. Don't let it take your breath away. Don't let it take your sleep away. When you wake up in the morning, think about a beautiful garden. Not the gardening chores, but the most beautiful garden that you have ever seen or want to see in your head. What would a garden in heaven look like to you? A couple minutes sitting there creating that garden in your mind, walking in that garden in your mind, that's enough to set your day on the right note. You'll be uplifted by those visions, the inner visions. It'll bring you peace. You breathe. And it'll be okay. Are you off tomorrow, Gary? I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully before lunch. So I'll be back. Have a good afternoon, evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.